Hi guys, welcome to my channel if you're new here, and welcome back if you aren't. My name is Isabel and I'm the founder of Isa Foxx Jewelry. I wanted to make a video today that would compare the New York Diamond District to the Los Angeles Jewelry District. Now, I'm from Manhattan and I built my jewelry brand here in the city, so I'm really familiar with the district here. However, I'd heard nothing but good things about the one in LA, and I heard that it was really different, and I wanted to see for myself, and it was totally different. I flew to LA last week and I explored for a couple of days, and I was completely mind blown by what I found. So, in this video, here are 5 differences that you should know about the districts. So the first big difference is obviously the name. Now in New York, we call it the Diamond District, and that is because 90% of all of the diamonds that enter into the United States come in through the Diamond District, and that is crazy. So if you're looking at a diamond, there's a 90% chance that it came in through New York, no matter where you are in the United States. On the other hand, in Los Angeles, we call it a jewelry district, and that's because it's not just known for diamonds. There are plenty, don't worry. But it's more known for colored stones, both precious, semi-precious, gold, platinum, findings, chains. You can actually get a much better price on these things in Los Angeles, whereas in New York, you're going to get the best price on diamonds because it's the first point of entry. That leads us into point number 2, which is what is selling in the two districts. So like I said, in Los Angeles, it's known more for colored stones, chains, things like that. There are $9 million worth of goods sold every single day in the Los Angeles Jewelry District, which feels like a lot, right? Think again. In New York City, $400 million worth of diamonds and chains and stones and jewelry are sold and traded every single day. That's an astronomical figure, and for that reason, it's a huge difference in feeling between the two areas. That brings me directly to the third point, which is actually the biggest difference, I would say, between the two districts, and that is the feeling that you get when you're there and the general attitude that's kind of in the air. In the New York Diamond District, for whatever reason, it feels very hostile, which is why, despite the fact that the windows are lined with millions and millions of dollars of shining bright stones, you rarely see tourists shopping around there. Because when you're walking down the street, there are tons of people standing around, everyone knows everyone, and if you're picked out to be a tourist, you can get absolutely ripped off. They'll try and introduce you to their friends, and it just feels very scary. Not to mention, there are police officers everywhere with armed vests and guns and all sorts of kind of scary things. And inside every exchange, there are multiple armed guards, which again just adds to this kind of feeling of disease that you might have when you're there. And it took me 2 years actually to kind of get recognized enough to not be taken advantage of, whether it be buying stones, chains, anything. If they don't recognize you in the New York Diamond District, they are going to charge you way too much. It's just no fun. So definitely, if you're going to be shopping around in the neighborhood, go with a friend who knows the people there. Trust me, it makes a huge difference. However, in the Los Angeles Jewelry District, the people there seem much more friendly. For one thing, there are fewer police officers on the street. The windows are less sort of sparkly and full with diamonds, but when you actually go into the exchanges, people there are much more inclined to give you an honest price, a fair deal, and I can't say it's 100% the best deal you're going to get, but it's definitely a lot better. I think that the people there are much open and friendlier, which brings me to my 4th point, which is the history. Now, I think that this also contributes a lot to it. The LA Jewelry District is a much newer place. In fact, it's thrived only in the last 10 years, which means that the people who are working there are all generally new-ish to the industry, which is why they're probably nicer to the people that are coming in for the first time, because, you know, it's new to them as well, in a way. In the New York Diamond District, on the other hand, it's a very, very old exchange. In fact, it's the 2nd oldest jewelry exchange in the entire United States after the one in Pennsylvania. Now, for this reason, you will find grandfathers 90 years old working behind the booths with their sons and their grandsons, all working absolutely hand in hand. It is a family-owned and operated place, which is why if you don't have a family that has a name in the jewelry district, it can be especially scary to kind of get in. And I think that history has a lot to do with it. I actually have experienced that 100% firsthand. I don't have anyone in my family who is in the jewelry district, and that was made very clear in my first 6 months to a year of walking around. I was made to feel, I guess, like I didn't know what I was talking about, like I couldn't know what I was talking about because I, hadn't grown up in it, but I finally established myself, so that feels all better. So finally, the 5th and last big difference between the two exchanges is the physical size. Now, the Los Angeles Jewelry Exchange is about 5 square blocks wide, I would say. I don't want to be wrong, so don't quote me on that one, but when I was wandering through, it was about 5 blocks across, and I know 2 blocks deep, something like that. And as a result, everything was sort of on the ground floor. You could walk into any exchange, you could kind of see into the windows, whether it be craftsmen, artisans, just tradespeople, dealers, things like that. Everything was on the ground floor. It was much more open for that reason. Whereas in New York City, it's 1 block long. The Diamond District is 47th Street between 5th and 6th Avenue, which means if you don't know exactly where you're going, you're not going to get anywhere, because most of the offices and the businesses are up in the skyscrapers. So you have to know exactly where you're going, and they usually have to have your name because you have to get called up when you're in the lobby of the building, which is totally different. So if you're new to the area, you can't just stumble across something and be curious and walk in and ask a question. You have to know where you're going first. And that was also a huge learning for me. So those are my 5 big differences between the New York Diamond District and the Los Angeles Jewelry District that I discovered. And I would love to know if you guys have been to either or both of the areas, what you thought, what your impressions were, and if you think that, I'm spot on or if I'm off. So let me know, leave a comment below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.